Gene Nichols, thanks for helping us figure out where we are with this case right now. Henry Tenon is the man the state says killed Jared Bridegan. He has a new lawyer. What happened?
Great question, and we're going to find out over the next couple of days. What we know is this: Al Chipperfield with the Public Defender's Office filed a motion to withdraw, and based upon that motion, the court has granted his motion to withdraw and has appointed another lawyer in order to represent Mr. Tenon from here on out. So what we know for a fact is Mr. Chipperfield is no longer his lawyer. We know that Julie Schlacks has been appointed to be Mr. Tenon's lawyer. And from there, it's going to be speculation as to what's going to happen next.
Chipperfield is one of the best defense attorneys out there.
So we'll be clear, both are excellent lawyers. Al Chipperfield has been doing homicide cases since before I ever practiced law, and he is without a doubt one of the best in the state. Julie Slacks is an excellent lawyer, and I don't want to hold anything back from her. She does a lot of these cases when there has been a conflict with the Public Defender's Office, and so she handles death penalty cases. She handles serious homicides. She is an excellent lawyer. But yes, Al is statewide known as one of the best defense lawyers in the game, no matter where he practices.
We don't know why this decision was made yet, but what could it be? What are the possibilities?
So there could be multiple possibilities, but there is one that is glaring to everybody in the courthouse right now, and that is this. We know that Henry Tenon had come before the court a couple of months ago and said that he had something different to say to the court. Everything suggested that he was going to suggest to the court that he either wanted to withdraw his plea or he did not tell the truth or something to that extent.
Because what we know is that he said that he did it. He said that he committed the murder.
Yes, he is fully admitted to it all. He has pled to it. He's pled guilty to it, and he has made a deal with the state attorney's office to receive what, in essence, for his charge is a minimal prosecution and jail sentence. However, speculation can easily go straight to this. Henry Tenon wants to withdraw his plea. He wants to go into court and say, for whatever reason, I was coerced, I didn't want to do it, I didn't tell the truth. For whatever reason, he wants to withdraw his plea. And because of that, Mr. Chipperfield would not be able to represent him. Because remember, Mr. Chipperfield stood there, signed the paperwork with him, and they entered the plea together. So for Henry Tenon to have a chance to withdraw his plea, he's got to get a different lawyer. And now that he has a different lawyer, I think speculation tells all of us in the courthouse the next thing we're going to see is that Henry Tenon is going to withdraw his plea, and it's going to be the most important thing that's happened in this case since everybody got arrested from day one.
What happens after that? If this does occur, what happens? Does the state still have a case?
Well, that's a great question. They still have a case, and the state will immediately come out and say, we have plenty of evidence to convict all three of them without Henry Tenon. And we have already heard that from the state as it is. We will hear that from them again. However, the defense side of this is going to argue that the reason why we got to this point in the first place was because of Henry Tenon. And now you can't trust Henry Tenon if he's going to say he lied about something. And the next step is the state attorney's office is going to have to now come out and say the person who they supported, who they believe, who they said did this, who made these deals with them, now he's lying about lying. How you going to a trial with a witness like that becomes incredibly difficult to do. So this makes a mess of a case that, quite frankly, is already a mess if he does withdraw this plea. Judge Kite may not let him withdraw his plea. There still has to be a hearing on it if that's where this is going. But when he comes into that courtroom and testifies, raises his hand and testifies and wants to withdraw that plea, then it becomes an issue in any later trials as to what's the truth, what's not the truth, who was coerced, who wasn't coerced, and why. And so this will make a mess of a case that has already had its ups and downs.
All right. And we still have a long way to go either way.
Even if he's not withdrawing his plea, we have a long way to go. Ms. Schlacks has a tremendous amount of work to do just to catch up to where Mr. Chipperfield was. You know, granted, he's already entered a plea, but there's a lot of work for her to do. The other two who are still being prosecuted have what they have to do. But this now just throws an extra wrinkle into what the other defendants are going to want to accomplish. They're going to want to know what's going on, what has happened behind the scenes. But if Mr. Tenon withdraws that plea, then I would expect everything to stop. And then we're going to have all sorts of issues as to who's believable, who's not believable, and why. And it just makes a bigger mess of a case that's already been very difficult to prosecute and defend.
Gene Nichols, thanks for explaining the possibilities here.
Happy to help.